As a cleric, would you like to inspire valor and smite foes?
Find out if the War Domain Cleric is the right subclass for you! What's going on, YouTube? I'm the Mind Flayer Slayer.
And I'm Dr. DM, and today we're the Warmen!
Whoa! Huh! Yeah! What is it good for?
Absolutely everything.
And this is our take on the 2024 War Domain Cleric. We're going to give you our thoughts from the 2014 to 2024, what's changed, what's new, go through every single level of the abilities it gets, and stick around until the end because we're going to give you our tier ranking. So let's get started at level 3.
Guided Strike. When you or a creature within 30 feet of you misses with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to expend one use of your Channel Divinity and give that roll a plus 10 bonus, potentially causing it to hit.
That's a good use of your reaction, especially at lower level, which as cleric you might not be using it very much. And plus 10, now you don't have tons of Channel Divinities, but you do have a few uses of it.
Yeah.
Plus 10 is kind of like an auto hit almost. It's like
Pretty much.
double advantage.
Especially
so,
at lower levels.
yeah, and if you need some big attack to hit, or if there's a ton of people that are down your party and your barbarian's about to strike, you're like, we got to make this happen, and boom, you get that clutch guided strike in. It feels good. I think it's a feel-good move.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like this a lot. Your War Domain spells also come at level 3. You're going to be getting all of these all the time for any spellcaster in the D&D 2024 Player's Handbook. At level 3, Guiding Bolt, Magic Weapon, Shield of Faith, Spiritual Weapon. At level 5, Crusader's Mantle, Spirit Guardians. At level 7, Fire Shield, Freedom of Movement. At level 9, Hold Monster and Steel Wind Strike.
There's some pretty cool ones here.
Yeah.
Spiritual Weapon, which you'll see as War Domain, actually makes it useful again because remember, they nerfed it and added concentration to it, but not for War Domain. Steel Wind Strike is actually pretty strong and really fun. Guiding Bolt is a great way early to get some radiant damage and give you or your party advantage. Like you can use Guiding Bolt and then you'll see in just a moment where you still have the bonus action attack for War Domain. So there's good cohesion here. I like it. They're not like super potent, but there's some really good.
I would have loved to see Haste on this list.
Oh, Haste would have been.
It might have been too busted, but come on.
Wow, the War Domain, that actually made War Domain.
Give it Haste.
Wow, yeah. Light Domain still got Fireball, right? Why not do something with War Domain that sort of like equals its power in a way for 5th level and give this haste? That would have been super cool.
Wizards, give us Haste!
And would have been a good way for War Domain to really get in there and get in the front lines and be that War Cleric. So still good, and let's talk about level 3, War Priest.
Your training with weapons allows you to use the mastery property of one kind of a simple or martial weapon with which you have proficiency. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can change the kind of weapon you choose to another eligible kind. In addition, you can make one weapon attack or unarmed strike as a bonus action. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a short or long rest.
I like this comes back on a short rest, because before you were kind of stuck, right?
Yeah.
You'd have maybe, depending, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 uses, and it could go through pretty quick, especially if you're doing long dungeon crawls.
Yeah.
Now, if you have like 20 wisdom and you're getting your short rest throughout the day, you can always have this bonus action used up for your attack, for your extra attack, I should say, which is sort of like what the War Priest is all about. And having the weapon mastery is a good way for not having to dip and still be like that heavy armored cleric smiting fantasy.
We are going to be bringing you a whole video in the future on a Saturday about weapon mastery, so keep those eyes peeled.
Yeah, we'll know what's good and what's not. So, okay, moving on though, we have level 6, which is War God's Blessing. You can expend a use of your Channel Divinity to cast Shield of Faith or Spiritual Weapon rather than expending a spell slot without requiring concentration for 1 minute. So, as I mentioned before, Spiritual Weapon, which was like the mainstay for clerics, a good way to get extra damage in, right? It was not concentration. Now it is. However, with War Cleric, that's not the case. So you can still get your bonus action attack. You can still attack Spiritual Weapons. So you do have a lot of attacks going on with that. And you probably want to do this on Spiritual Weapon more often than not.
And this is really just filling out the fantasy for me. I think that this is right on par with what it needs to be, and it's just hitting the target every time.
Yeah, it's a good way to build a cleric that does damage and is a frontliner. This is really cool.
Level 17, you have Avatar of Battle. You gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. I mean, it's a level 17 capstone. I wish that there were maybe 2 or 3 more lines tagged onto this. But
that's so funny.
Still good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good, you don't have to rage to get this. It would be cool if it was like Radiant and something else, necrotic, depending on like who your avatar was or what god was bringing you to battle. Yeah, it's a little bit like
it's missing
narrow.
2 lines of text.
It is missing. It looks a little.
It's a little.
Yeah,
flimsy.
It's a little weak. Yeah. So I don't mean weak like the ability's strong, but there needs to be more here. It seems like it could be a lower level ability. So here's what I will say. when you get to the higher level of like the paladin, like the vengeance paladin, where you end up getting like wings and you're frightening everybody and you're doing all this awesome stuff, this could at least have that, right? An avatar of battle should have something like you have this cool like aura that like everybody within it does more damage or is motivated, gets temporary hit points.
Yeah, I want it to have just literally another line of text. Either way, I think it's fine. I wish there was another line of text.
Much agreed with that sentiment. Thankfully, this is level 17 ability, so it's not like you're really going to see it that frequently. It would be cool to be like, at level 17, I become like the avatar of Tempest or something, of battle, but it's not quite there. I do love everything going up to it. Maybe this is good like a multi-class kind of class because of the spiritual weapon not having concentration and so forth.
Agreed.
At lower levels, I could see this being a B or even an A when it comes to doing damage.
100%. I give this an A+. I think overall the subclass is solid. It does what it wants to do. It does what it needs to do. It does what it did in 2014 and better.
Yeah, so, okay, this has been the last of Cleric subclasses. We just finished up. We have another class coming soon. Should we spoil it?
Yeah, let's do it. It's going to be Barbarian!
Woo! All right, so get ready for that coming up next week.
If you are enjoying this content, please remember to divine strike that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and if you want to support the channel directly, come on over to fanrolldice.com, pick out all of your incredible shiny math rocks, and then type in code GG10 into checkout, which gives you 10% off your order and gives a kickback to the channel so we can continue to produce this awesome content for all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right, Warmen, ready? Move out!
Whoa!